Hello, everyone. Good evening. How wonderful to have all of you here. It would be wonderful if you could leave in the chat where you're from, what you love about libraries, and something about what made you join this event today. We're so excited to have you here. Just a brief line about what you love about where you're from, and what you love about libraries. And in case you have signed in from a device, please rename yourselves so that we can address you by your name and not as Samsung Galaxy or Windows or some such thing. So in the chat, looking forward to seeing, right, Kavita here is saying that she lived in a library for most of her childhood. Lucky Kavita. Good evening, Asha, Rudur. Tell us why you love libraries, what interested you. Ramdas loves reading. Vara had access to more books than you could ever read. You're so lucky. Oh, this name, Curious Cocoon. I want to go to that library. I'm curious about it. It sounds fascinating. Welcome, Parun. Oh, Ramdas, you're in Goa. We have a huge team in Goa. In case you've signed in from a device, would really like it if you could rename yourselves, please. The AI on Zoom thinks I'm speaking in Arabic. Okay. It just asked me if that was my language. Hello, Sangeeta. You love libraries? Yes. Lots of book lovers here. Hello, Nidhi from Gurgaon or Gurugram. Mamta, welcome back. I know you. Requesting everyone also to mute themselves for the moment. This is going to be a very interactive session, so you are going to get a chance to speak later. But for the moment, if you could mute yourselves, that would be great. We'll begin in just a moment. Just give people a chance to join. Kamlesh says that as a learner, they found the library is the kind of place that gives space to think and discover oneself. How wonderful. Library was 40 minutes of peace. Oh, yeah. Anaita, my friend, thank you for joining. Reading is the best form of virtual travel. Yes. Hello, Seema from Surat. Anaita and we both know how much we love books. Books, Somya, wow. A Bangalore publisher for kids' books. I need to get in touch with you. Hello, Sudha from Chennai. Elena from Kerala. Yes, libraries. Hi, Padmini. So glad you could join.
Nita, good to see you.
Wonderful. I'm going to now hand over to my co-host, Deepika, who's going to set context about why Librarians of India, why this event, So Deepika, over to you.
Thank you, Nita. And welcome everybody to this conversation. So just to give you context as to how we got to this point and why we are talking about the Librarians of India. Um, and just by the messages on chat, we all know that, books and the love of books sort of brings us here. And very often the thing about love of books is it's perhaps the one thing that we share with other people so freely, right? This book I read, my favorite book, my story, and you make connections with people, with characters. And that's just a huge part of learning and growing up and all of that. But coming to the idea of Librarians of India, personally speaking, when Adhyayan and us at EkStep Foundation have been working on this program in Karnataka with public libraries and bringing alive the stories of librarians who are in public libraries. And you will meet Abhijit today, who's a public librarian, in addition to a lot of the community librarians you are going to be meeting today. But the idea emerged from saying, we talk about the importance of libraries, we talk about the importance of books. Can we celebrate the librarian? The person who makes all of this possible, the person who quietly and sort of almost plays this role in our culture and society of either they, depending on who the librarian is, does two things: either makes you fall in love with books or makes you fear them because they're trying to keep it safe. These are the two reactions that happen. But I have personally been very lucky, I feel, in some way, growing up, having access to circulating libraries, neighborhood circulating libraries. Do you remember them? Small little places in communities, one little shop. The uncle would open the shop in the evening after his day at work, and you could go and borrow books. My mother ran one for a while. So it's just something very, very close to my heart. So every place we lived in, I had access to a community library. I also did have access to a public library called the Indian Institute of World Culture when I was growing up in Bangalore in Baswangudi. My school would start at 12 in the afternoon and my bus would reach early and I would not be allowed to go into school too soon. So I would go hang out at the public library nearby, and that librarian, I didn't know her name, but her face I will always remember. She would allow me to hide my book so that I could go back the next day and pick it from a different shelf so I could read the same book and finish it. So personally, librarians have played a big role in my life. And I don't, in our conversations with Neeta and Anushri, the team at Adhyayan, it was like, we don't celebrate librarians enough as change makers. And maybe that's what we need to do. While we can talk about the power of reading and the power of libraries and the importance of all of it and the need for it in communities, can we celebrate the librarians of India? Can we make that possible for every librarian, no matter where they are? And that's why the Librarians of India, to celebrate you, your work, and every community member you work with, and the hundreds of librarians you know. Librarians of India is a way of telling the stories of librarians and change makers and the incredibly positive influence they have in the lives of children. And with that, the intent of this conversation today is to meet librarians as if they were books. So what's going to happen after I kind of hand this back to Neeta and she introduces sort of the Librarians of India and the website is that you will actually all go into breakout rooms, and there are about nearly 100 of you on the call today. And you will meet individuals who have been part of the library movement, who are librarians, who are library educators, and have a conversation with them. It's a free-flowing conversation. Treat them as a book. Ask them any question you want. Have a conversation, probe. It is not a panel discussion. It is not moderated. It is meant to be a free-flowing conversation. So have a conversation with the book, the human book. That is a librarian. Enjoy yourselves. I'm looking forward to meeting mine. And the way the format is going to go is that you get to speak to a book person for 20 minutes and then come back and then pick one more to join. So you get to speak to two different human books today. Nida, over to you.
Hi. So we wanted to use this opportunity to unveil the website that we've created to honor the Librarians of India. The URL is very, very easy to remember, librariansofindia.in. And you will find here some of the books who are present today and many more. And we're anxiously awaiting your stories as librarians to fill the shelves of this website. So here we go. We'll share the link in the chat later. But given that, it's already 6:10, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to give each of the librarians that we have here a minute to talk about themselves and introduce themselves to you. So we'll begin with Purnima from Free Libraries Network. If we could spotlight Purnima.
Zindabad Sathiyon. I'm Purnima. I'm from Delhi. I'm a library activist working in Delhi at the Community Library Project. I'm also the director of the Free Libraries Network, which is actually a collective of 190 plus grassroots libraries across India, which are free and offer access to reading, education, and information resources to all without prejudice. We advocate for a free, excellent, and community-owned public library system in India, which we don't have currently. So we're an activist group. We talk about curriculum. We talk about constitutional rights, all of that. Looking forward to this event. Thank you.
Next, मैं बुलाती हूँ सबा को. सबा.
यस, जिंदाबाद आप सभी को। मेरा नाम सबा है और मैं भोपाल मध्य प्रदेश से हूँ। और भोपाल में हम भोपाल के अलग अलग पसमंदा और वाल्मीकि समुदाय के साथ बस्तियों में खासतौर पर ओपन लाइब्रेरीज रन कर रहे हैं, जिन सभी लाइब्रेरीज के हमारे नाम है सावित्रीबाई फुले फातिमा शेख ओपन लाइब्रेरीज। और साथ ही जैसे हमारी पिछली साथी ने भी कहा कि हम देश भर में एक नेटवर्क का हिस्सा भी है, सदस्य के रूप में भी FLN के हम साथी हैं। सो ये मेरा परिचय।
शुक्रिया सबा. अभिजीत.
ನಮಸ್ತೆ, ನನ್ನ ಹೆಸರು ಅಭಿಜಿತ್ ಮಹಾಲಿಂಗಪ್ಪ ಗುಡ್ಕೆತ್ರ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. ನಾನು ಬೆಳಗಾವಿ ಜಿಲ್ಲೆ ಬೆಳಗಾವಿ ತಾಲೂಕಿನಿಂದ ಬಂದಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ನಂದು ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ. ನಾನು ಗ್ರಾಮ ಪಂಚಾಯಿತಿ ಗ್ರಂಥಾಲಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಸುಮಾರು 12 ವರ್ಷದಿಂದ ನಾನು ಗ್ರಾಮ ಪಂಚಾಯಿತಿ ಗ್ರಂಥಾಲಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಮೇಲ್ವಿಚಾರಕನಾಗಿ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಸರ್ಕಾರದ ಗ್ರಾಮ ಪಂಚಾಯಿತಿ ಗ್ರಂಥಾಲಯಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಸುಮಾರು 3 ವರ್ಷಗಳಿಂದ ನಾನು ಸ್ಟೋರಿ ಟೆಲ್ಲರ್ ಆಗಿ ನಾನು ಗುರುತಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಅದರಂತೆ ವಿವಿಧ ಚಟುವಟಿಕೆಗಳನ್ನು ನಾವು ಗ್ರಂಥಾಲಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಆಯೋಜನೆ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂತ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು.
While Abhijit does speak English and Hindi as well, he understands it quite perfectly. He prefers to talk in Kannada, and Varsha will be with him in the room in case anyone wants any kind of translation and to assist him. So please feel free to meet Abhijit. Don't take Kannada as a barrier. He's a very interesting person. Please do visit, explore the breakout room. Next, may I call upon Shivani from Arunachal Pradesh?
Good evening, everyone. My name is Shivani Pur, and I am from Arunachal Pradesh. I am a library in charge of Amrita Library, basically a volunteer actually. So today, in this library, most of us, like, we have over 50 volunteers who work, volunteer activists who is with Uncle Musa, Satyanarayan Mundayo sir. So we all come together with him to promote the love of reading, spreading joy of reading across Lohit Valley here in east side of Arunachal. So excited to see you all. talk about it more in the breakout room. Yeah, thank you.
May I call upon Rituparna next, please?
Hi, Zindabad सभी को. Satrangi Salam. I'm Ritu Parna. I'm based out of Assam and I'm a library educator, library activist, also a queer rights activist. I run and lead EkStep Foundation, which has been working on gender justice and education. I run 2 libraries in Assam. Project Kitabe Kotha Koi Community Library and Chandrababa Saikiani Feminist Library and Resource Center. That's 2 library I am part of on a daily basis. Also, being a library activist, representing 2 library, I'm part of Free Libraries Network, and I really feel I'm feeling happy that 3 of us, comrade from the same network, we are part of it here. 2 powerful library activists. As Purnima also mentioned, and Sabha also mentioned, I do advocate for a pre-public library system in India, क्योंकि पढ़ना सबका हक है और हक की लाइब्रेरी हम सबको चाहिए और वो मुफ्त में हमें चाहिए और जो सरकार के द्वारा एक पॉलिसी से हम सबके लिए सेफ है सिक्योर है तो that's me. Right now I'm joining from the Chandrababa Saikiani Feminist Library and Resource Center. I'm really looking forward to this event and I'm really happy to see so many people here. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Rituparna. And finally, Nirupama from Mumbai.
Hi, good evening, everyone. So I'm Nirupama, and I have been a classroom teacher to library educator to a primary school coordinator and finally back in the library because that's my first love. And I believe in just building libraries with children, by children, for children. And my area of work has largely been with the school libraries. I have been the library educator of the Sumaya School, and I'm looking forward to the session today. Thank you.
Wonderful. So that's it. You've got a glimpse into the books that you are about to interact with.